Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with another one. Y'all been watching me lately. Y'all know I've been doing a lot of horror lists and ranking the franchises countdown from worst to first. And we back at it again. Got another one on deck. Some call them the Hewitts. Some call them the Sawyers. It's your favorite Chainsaw Massacre. We in this. Ranking all 8 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Now, like I say in all my videos, this is my list, my preference. But I also said this in the countdown of my top horror movies. And this ranked at, I think I put it at number 2. But why it wasn't number 1 over Freddy was simply because some of the movies in this list, I can admit, are horror watches. And that's the case. So it's going to be a show going through these movies, because I know probably most of the people out there, they Freddy, Jason, Chucky buffs. You know what I'm saying? Massacre, they ain't really too familiar with it, or they know the basis of it, but they don't really mess with it. But I'm here for it all. And I told y'all in my other video, I know all these movies ain't great or highly, you know what I'm saying, touted by the horror community, but I love most of them all. Some of them, I gotta admit, they iffy at best. But I also want to warn y'all and let y'all know about an upcoming, a new little thing I'm doing. I'm calling this in-depth analysis. This is some of your favorite horror icons, favorite villains. It ain't gotta be horror movies. It could be Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter. It could be Darth Vader from Star Wars. But I want to get an in-depth analysis on some of these characters, because, you know what I'm saying, of course, it's good and evil. I love good, no doubt. But sometime in a movie, these evil characters, it's just way more to do with them. So I'm a start that off with my boy Candy, man. Because like I said, he was on my franchise list, but he really only got one. It's 3 movies, and only one of them really worth it. So we'll get to that when the date come. Kicking this countdown off, number 8. We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. I mean, do your thing, cuz when she said that, it was over for me. This is starring Daniel Yeager as Leatherface. Alexandria Daddario. She a nice little actor, no doubt. Beautiful as hell. But with this role, it was like, you're no Sally. I didn't like her at it. And then the time lapse was so stupid, because in this movie, I was really hoping this finna be something special, because they brought all the original cast from 1 back. Gunnar Hansen, Paul Pertain. I think everybody they brought back for the opening scene to have an homage to the first movie. Continuation from the end of that movie to this one. So you like, whoa, they going in. They rebuilt the house, everything. And then you get to the movie, Andrew, the Dario character, she's Heather in this. Heather Sawyer. She was adopted, so she got a different last name, but it revealed that she's the Sawyer's ancestor. But how the hell could she be the ancestor when the killings and the massacres happened in the 70s? This is supposed to be current day, which was like 2016. So technically, she's supposed to be like 49, 50. She 26 in the movie. If they'd have made this like the great-granddaughter or something of the original cast, it'd have made more sense. But to make it like she was that baby in the movie from the 70s, it didn't make sense. In the movie, Leatherface, he wasn't intimidating. He was kind of skinny. The movie, it didn't do it for me. That's why it's where it's at, number 8. I'm sorry. Moving on. Number 7, we got Leatherface. Now this right here is a damn road trip. The movie not bad. I almost say, when I say a movie not bad, it's just not, and then I get an explanation. That's because this is where this comes. Like when I say Freddy Part 2, that's not Freddy. Freddy don't come out of, you know what I'm saying, dreams and possess people. This how this is. This is a Leatherface movie, and Leatherface not even in the damn movie. It's like a prequel to the prequel. And then it's like a who is Leatherface? It's like they in a psych ward with a bunch of different kids who, you know what I'm saying, crazy, adolescents, whatever. So throughout the movie, they break out, because Verna Sawyer, which is the mom, let me back up real quick. Sam Strike is Jackson, who is basically the Leatherface of the future. This pretty motherfucker has no inclination that he's gonna be crazy, mentally insane, and can't talk. So that don't make sense. He charming, he intellectual, and he knows shit. So you can't go from smart, intellectual teenager to a deformed, crazy ass grown up. Like, that didn't make sense. It got Lily Taylor as Verna Sawyer. She cool as hell. I like her. She got a real cult, like a cult family persona about her. Like, it's all about the family. Saul's the family. Like, everything about the family, the farm, the killing, all of that. It got Sheriff Daredorf as Hal Hartman. You may know him from Blade 1. He had the I forgot what his name in Blade 1, but he the villain in that. He do a damn hell of a job in this. I like him. And they said they let him freelance his lines, and I can tell because he one of the bright spots of the movie. This movie, like I said, it's a road trip. It's this big fat ass dude in the movie. You thinking he kind of slow, don't talk a lot. And he also easily led on by other people, because when they break out, they on a road trip trying to find home or whatever. It's like 3 or 4 teenagers. And the big dude, you think he could be Leatherface, until, spoiler, the cops chasing him, trying to hunt him down, blow his head off. So it's like, okay, he's not Leatherface. That killed the movie for me at that moment, and I was halfway through the moment, because I was like, he'd be a good one, woo woo. The movie, like I said, is not bad. It's just like, you used to 4 or 5 middle-aged teenagers driving through rural Texas and coming across the Sawyer or Hewitt family. This is nothing like that. And that kind of took me out of it. But compared to some of the movies, damn, at least it looked good. Moving on. We got number 6. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation. What the hell can I say about this? I don't care about nothing in this movie but Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I don't care about the characters. They got like a the Sawyer family is real like modern for the 90s. Like, the lady, they don't got a matriarch, mama, nothing like that, grandma, old lady who make them do. They got a young chick. She ordering pizza. They don't even eat people. They ain't even cannibals. They eating pizza. And then Matthew McConaughey, that's his wife. He got a brother who's some kind of like R.D. Sawyer. He's some kind of historian buff. So everything he say is, in 1986, this happened. In 1776, this happened. He one of them kind of generic characters. This movie, I'm talking about it too much. I watched this, and let me tell you something. Let me get backstory about this, because I said this before in the past. Back in the day, 2000s, you couldn't just order online a movie or Netflix or Hulu and VPN it to another country if they ain't got it here. You had to go to the stores, find these. Blockbuster, wherever. Hollywood Video, if you remember that. You had to go to like record stores, like who got antique old 90s videotapes or VHSs. So this was the hardest one to find for me. So when I got it, I said, I don't care how bad it is. I'm finna watch this shit just because it was so hard to find. And that's why I know so much about it. But I didn't even mention Leatherface, because this dude, you would beat the fuck out of him. He is, I don't got nothing against the LGBT community, but he's so queer. We know Leatherface takes on a persona of what he feeling. If he a butcher, he cleaning, he cooking, whatever. He might wear a female face if he entertaining or whatever. This nigga went pure queer the whole movie. He yelling, screaming. He not aggressive. I can't remember the kills he got because Matthew McConaughey getting all the kills. So, the worst Leatherface ever, but it ain't the worst movie ever. Moving on. We got number 5. These start getting to the movies where either the movie I love it or the cast I love it. But these are movies where that's how it's gonna be, because part 2, to me, technically, besides part 1, it got the best cast, and I'm gonna read them off. Caroline Williams, legend, Stretch. You know what I'm saying? She was a pretty final girl and wasn't just no damsel. Save me. She was out there trying to get her business done. Like, she ain't out there stabbing, killing, but she finding a way to escape. She finessing her way through situations, and she ain't just a helpless bitch. She out there trying to make things happen and figure out the crux of the situation. I like her for that. We got Bill Moseley. Come on, man. He was in Night of the Living Dead, the opening act when the zombie came out. You know what I'm saying? This is you know anything about Devil's Rejects? Three's Hell? House of a Thousand Corpse? Bill Moseley, Chop Top. This dude is menacing, funny, and scary. You ain't looking at him like... He look kind of slow, look kind of retarded. You know what I'm saying? He look like a threat. He's a Vietnam War vet. So he got like a plate in his head, metal plate, where he got discharged where he got shot in the head. So he got a hanger that he digging the excess skin off his head and eating it. They come to stretch, radio station to check her about the video she been playing. I always do this sometimes, give a synopsis out of nowhere, so I ain't gonna even do it. I'm just stop right now. Anyway, yeah, Bill Moseley, that's the guy. And then we got, also, he the hitchhiker twin from part 1. We got Jim Seedale, R.I.P., that's Drayton Sawyer. He like the big brother. He go to cooking shows and stuff, making chili out of meat, out of human meat. The cook, you know what I'm saying? He a legend. We got Dennis Hopper as Lieutenant Lefty. Dude is fucking crazy in this. Like, the good side, Matt McConaughey. He go to chainsaw stores. Like, he finna fight devil to devil with these dudes. Because the story with him is Sally and Franklin from the first movie is his nephew and niece. So he ain't just sweeping this under the rug. He going out for vengeance. He don't care if he died. So he has no fear. And it ain't no unexpected shocker to come across them like some cops and kids and teenagers. He know what to expect. So he coming in fully guns bladed, loaded, ready for action. And he about business. I like him. And Bill Johnson is the Leatherface in this. And I didn't like him either. I'm gonna be honest. Half of these movies, it's like 4 Leatherfaces I love, 4 I don't. And you might be like, damn, you kind of critical. And yeah, you damn right I am, because I got high standards. I ain't gonna just like you just to like you. You gotta make me like you. Like, if the villain ain't good, the movie ain't gonna work. And he don't work for me because he kind of goofy. Like, he do this little dance with his chainsaw, and it's like, once I seen that, I was finna turn the movie off right away, because he's not intimidating. He's not a threat. Like, for one, if any person ever came across them with a gun, just so happened you just driving, you lost, and you got your pistol on you. If you came across them, none of these motherfuckers a threat, because you can air them all out. But if you don't got a gun, you fucked. But for this dude, you not. You can kind of talk to him, maybe females, but I don't care. The chainsaw still is hard to get by, but he's such a bitch. He's soft. It's just like, man, I ain't scared of you, man. I'm scared of the chainsaw. Moving on. Now we get to the movies where it's no negative comments about none of these. I'm sorry if I've been kind of hypocritical, because I told y'all, if you binging this, sometimes it's a fucking hard watch. Some of these movies, it ain't working for you. You getting through it. But with these, you watching them and you like, damn, this shit good as hell. Number 4 on my list, I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. This is Andrew Bernisky. Now, he ain't the best Leatherface like Gunnar Hansen is, but he is the scariest. He's big. He's intimidating. I think he was a bodybuilder or an ex-football player or something, but this motherfucker, you ain't getting across him. And if you got your pistol, he look like he the kind of nigga, hillbilly inbred, that could take a few bullets and still get to you. Like, dude, savage. I know him and Gunnar had beef in real life over Leatherface and the history. Gunnar thought he didn't take it serious. He's just a big brute. And he thought Gunnar is just old school, nigga need to leave me alone and give me some flowers. So they beefing. I don't care about that. He just as good as Gunnar. Not the mannerisms or nothing and how to be retarded, but just the entertaining force of a man. He huge. So when you see him, you like, what the fuck? If you see a 6'6" nigga with a leather face human mask and a butcher bloody apron with a chainsaw, you could have a pistol on you and you still might turn coat and run. That's just something you don't see. That's what I said before. Leatherface and them ain't supernatural demons. They not hell-raising spawns or demons from the depth. These are humans, like I said, off they rocker. They kind of, Leatherface the one who really got mental problems, and you know what I'm saying, there's so many diagnoses you could diagnose him with the way the world is now. But back then it was just he's slow. You know what I'm saying? But and the family make him do all this. But man, I'm telling you, he's a beast in this. I ain't even get to everybody else. We got Matt Bonner as Eric. Taylor Hanley as Dean. We got Terrence Evans as Monty. That's the wheelchair uncle who got his legs cut off. They show the reason why that happened in this movie. We got Arlie Emery as the Sheriff Hoyt. I said all that about Andrew Brunitsky like he Gunnar Hansen. Hoyt? I don't care if this nigga like 60. He is scared the fuck out of you. Like, dude, this a small town in Texas. He like the sheriff of the whole town. So when he come on screen, you thinking, God damn, he the sheriff? He mean as a motherfucker. But as the movie go on, you see he evil. He the evil entity of the family. He the one who keep the pot stirring. He tell people this the plan. You go there, I'm gonna meet them there. You cut that leg off, you cook them, mom, you do that, woo woo. He the orchestrator of it all. So he the one you need to look at as the evil person. And Leatherface is the puppet. But this movie, it was the backstory to the previous movie and a little insight for people who love the franchise want to know, how did this nigga grow up? How was they always cannibals? Woo woo. They kind of skip through that and they get to the plot fast of current day. Far as the beginning, the prequel part, they do that in like a 15-minute slide before they get to butchering people. And the thing I like about this is Jordan Brewster, I'm sorry. She's Christina in this. She's the final girl. But ain't no damn final girl, because this is the beginning. In the beginning, everybody died until Sally came along. So in this movie, you see that the family ain't fully functional like a machine. They know exactly, okay, you go there and recruit them, you bring them to this area, Leatherface gonna kill them and cut them up, and me and mom's gonna cook and we gonna eat. They didn't have that as a strategy plan, so it's kind of sloppy. People almost escape. People almost kill them. They have the Uncle Monty get his legs cut off because he gets shot. So they basically tuned up their policy on how they gonna kidnap and kill people, but this is the beginning, so you seeing how they became what they became. This movie, it's middle of the pack for people, and I like it like one of my most favorites, because I know people criticize it from skipping through the beginning. That should have been half the movie, and the second half should have been what we seen in part one. That could have been a good movie too, but this shit did a good job for me. I'm gonna be honest. Moving on to number 3. What I always say when I get to these. Nitty gritty. With me, these wasn't really a big debate who could have been 3, 2, and 1, like nothing like that. But I like them all equal. Like sometime I might be in a Leatherface mood. I could put this on, or I could put that one on, or I could put the number 2 spot on. It don't matter, because I like all these around the same, but they properly placed. Number 3, I got his Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And I'm going to tell you why. Because after 2, like I said, I wasn't really high on everything with that one. It was good, cult classic, but I thought it should have been not good as 1. Nothing's going to be like that, but somewhere in that ballpark. And Leatherface didn't do it for me. The family was kind of a little goofier and funny and gimmicky because that's how they wanted to do it. They said the first one supposed to have been like a meta kind of funny thing. Even though when you really look at it, you like, I see the little joke. But it's too much fucking gore and heartbreaking moments to think about that. But this one, it dive into it. Toby Hooper is the creator of this. He said he wanted it to be like that. He had a bigger budget. You could tell the budget was bigger. But that's how that one stained me from 3. So when 3 came out, it got back to the basics. We got a family, we got a killer, and we got some fucking victims. Bring them on. And that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for no psychological thriller. I'm not here for Kiss the Girls, Casanova, and Morgan Freeman trying to hunt these people down. I'm not here for John Kramer and Detective Tapp trying to figure out what's the next trap. I'm here to see 4 or 5 motherfuckers get slaughtered in the wilderness of Texas. And this gives me that info. But the negative. The theatrical cut, they just said this is a rated X, like a porno. They just had to cut so many of the kills where your imagination just got to take over. If your imagination can't take over, this movie ain't going to do it for you. Because even the theatrical version, which I got, You see little shit like that's the difference. But I don't care. Leatherface is on his thing, and I ain't even mention. And this one, it got Ken Farine, the legend, Benny. You know what I'm saying? He from Dawn of the Dead, you know what I'm saying? All them Savini movies, all them Land of the Dead movies. He from Halloween. He from was he in House of Thousand Corpse, or was he in? It wasn't House of a Thousand Corpse. It was the second one, Devil's Rejects. But dude is a horror icon. I love him. I was supposed to go to the Comic-Con in Chicago a few years ago. Me and my chick didn't be able to make it, so I was like bummed out about that. But it's all good. That's my guy. It got R.H. McElhoff as Leatherface. He passed the test for me. He ain't the best, he ain't the worst, but he big, he intimidating. I like him. He's strong. He do everything that you expect. And he more even human. Because Benny and him at the end fight, he was kind of showing like, if you fight him, you see his slowness affects him. Like, he used to people motherfuckers just being scared of him and running. But if you give him a little fight back and you got a little skills, you can take him over. I like that. Because it's too many times Jason and Freddy, not only are they supernatural and they got knives, but I remember in Jason, dude was fighting them on the roof, punching them. Jason was just taking it. It's like, okay, if he can't lose, then what are we doing here? And that's one thing I don't like about Jason and Michael. They can't lose until it says they gotta lose. They do all that shit all movie, and then when they say final girl beat him, that's when they get stupid and lose. But this dude ain't like that. He a human for one, and he vulnerable. But he doing his thing. The family, they all good. I like this. Moving on. At the number 2 spot. Damn, hold on, let me back up. Shout out to Viggo Mortensen from Lord of the Rings. He played Tex in this. I said Matthew McConaughey earlier with The Next Generation and didn't even bring dude up. This wasn't Viggo Mortensen from Lord of the Rings, the A-lister that y'all know. This was like Matthew McConaughey from Next Generation Part 4. A nobody-ass nigga trying to make a name. And dude is Tex, pretty boy charming and shit. It's easy for him to lure people to his lair because he a nice-looking motherfucker. Females like him, niggas can trust him, so he the perfect foil to get you to the crib. And he do a damn good job. His kill with the burn up, gasoline burn up on fire, iconic. I love it. Moving on now, fully. We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1. Let me get the cast out the way, because this is the best cast in damn near horror history. Marilyn Burns as Sally, final girl. The way her eyes pop at the end, you feel it. Remember I told y'all in Saw when he cut his foot off for his kid? I felt that. I felt her pain with her eyes. If you was in that situation at that dinner table with Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface and the cook and the hitchhiker, fam, you can't imagine nothing like that. Niggas get shot, stabbed, killed, murdered, raped every day. That's all horrible. But niggas don't encounter this kind of horror. You don't go through this kind of shit on a daily. Niggas and my pop's been in jail 30 years. It's a lot of horrific shit people can do and survive. But this kind of shit fuck your life up from the day you enter it. You never get over this. R.I.P. Paul Pertain, Franklin, that's Sally's brother in the wheelchair. I mean, Jerry! Like, dude is annoying as hell, but his acting is on point. He went into a situation where he had to not get out the role because if he lost it, he couldn't get Franklin back. His cast couldn't stand his ass, but it put in a classic performance. And I can't even get to, hold on, let me finish real quick. Jim Seedal again is Drayton Sawyer. Edwin Neal, Nubbin Sawyer, aka the Hitchhiker. I mean, everybody in this cast. Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. Everybody in this cast. This is the iconic cast. R.I.P. to most of them, because a lot of them, this was in the 70s, a lot of them passed away. But this cast is the greatest cast in Massacre history. Every performance. It's some people I didn't mention, like Jerry I didn't mention. Pam I didn't mention. She got the hook. She the first iconic kill when Leatherface put her on the hook. And I think her boyfriend was getting cut up as it happened. I didn't mention them, but it don't matter. Every character in this movie, I'm talking about the dishwasher, I'm talking about the car washers at the Wee Sawyer barbecue gas station. They look crazy and out of place. Everything you see in this movie, the armadillo at the beginning. know what I'm saying? The hot heat, the shots. It's legendary how they was throwing up from all the rotten food. And this ain't props. This in the 70s. Ain't no money. This ain't CGI. Everything, this real animal blood, dog blood, people throwing up. Everything about this movie that they went through hell for, you went through Dante's 7 stages of hell or whatever to get this masterpiece. Everybody deserves a big ups. It's nothing negative I could say about this. The acting, the movie, the tone, the locations, the kills, Leatherface outfits, everything. But the black guy at the end. Come holla at me, my nigga. What the fuck are you doing when you see a Leatherface and Sally running and you in the truck, the Black Mamba? Why the fuck you didn't drive off instead of getting out and running? He's still running to this day. Like, you could have got Sally, drove off, and that'd have been it. You seen her getting sliced up by the hitchhiker, and when you ran the hitchhiker over, you know something going on that's fucking fuckery. So he was a goofy. Moving on. This movie is iconic, legendary. I feel a damn shame from why it's number 2. But it's number 2 for a reason. Because this is what sparked the franchise for me. I said this back in the day. I seen part 1 and I didn't phase to it. I seen it as an older kid, and then I was like, damn, I remember that woo woo. But what did it was the number 1 spot. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. My baby. I think Justin Timberlake, this his bitch. Jessica Biel, fine ass. Damn, she Aaron. We got Eric Balfour as Kemper. That's her love interest fiance. We got Jonathan Tucker as Morgan. He like the stoner friend with the smart mouth, my nigga. We got Arlie E again, reprising his role as Sheriff Hoyt. We got Andrew Bernisky. Like I said, enough about him. He's Leatherface in this. The only Leatherface that's close to Gunner. That's why no other Leatherface ever tried to beef with Gunner, because it was no competition. But this movie right here, the 03, is what put me back on my square. When I seen this, I think it was at I think I seen it at the movie on accident. Like, I went to see something else and was like, fuck it, let's sneak in here. Woo woo. Snuck in there and seen it and was like, oh shit. When I seen that movie, dog, it's always a part of a movie for me. Not everybody, but for me personally, that get me. Like in Saw, like I said, when the first game with Amanda and I hear him talking, I said, oh shit, this nigga different. And with this, what did it for me was flat out seeing that damn basement. Because that is a torture lair. When dude cut old boy leg off and take him to the lair, he trying to scratch his way out the thing and he cut his nails on the wall. You like, oh my God. When Andrew Bernisky come out the first appearance of the movie, they don't wait a long time like a lot of movies where it's 40 minutes to the movie, an hour into the movie, then they appear him. They show this nigga like 20 minutes in. They build up the characters, get you to know them, get you to somewhat like them. Let's get this shit started. When dude come out of there big as a motherfucker, like I said, I knew about the franchise, but I wasn't immersed in it. It was like a side franchise, like Pet Sematary, something you know about but don't care about or don't think about. When I seen that, I said, I ain't never seen no shit like this. This is not Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers. Michael Myers and Jason are basically the same nigga, just different backstories and lore. He ain't like nobody. Because you could say Freddy Krueger and Chucky are similar with the talking smart shit. And Candyman is a philosopher. He ain't like nobody. Like, he don't talk like the other ones, but he got a family behind him. It's more complications with his real life. He ain't a dead entity like Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. He alive and well and kicking. In this movie, dude, I'm telling you, Sheriff Hoyt act a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? When he got Morgan in the car with the pistol in his mouth, they said that scene in real life made him throw up a few times. But he like, pull the fucking trigger. Like, dude, scary as hell. You thinking in your mind, I'll beat the fuck out this old man. I'm 20, I'm 30. I'll beat that 60-year-old man ass. Put yourself in that mindset, in that situation. You done seen cannibalism. You done seen a nigga with a chainsaw. Now you see this fucking over-aggressive old-ass cop with the motherfucking pistol in your face. You ain't finna be tough like black-on-black crime. You finna do what the fuck he say. I don't care. It's not about age or strength or size. It's about the mentality. If a motherfucker can intimidate you and scare you, it ain't gonna work. It's like being in a jail cell with a 400-pound bodybuilding ass nigga and you 110 pounds. He's gonna not have no fear of you. You know what I'm saying? That's how this situation was. He that 400-pound bodybuilder and you that 100-pound nigga. That's why this is the #1 spot. I'm telling you, I can watch this one with the first one and have more fun with it because I know it's a little more action-packed. He a little more intimidating than Gunner is. And I'm talking about him big like he over Gunner. He's not. Gunnar Hansen is the Michael Jordan. He's the LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? That's clear. But damn it, LeBron James pretty damn good, ain't he? And that's how I look at Andrew Bernisky. He's kinda, in a way, my favorite. Because without him, it wouldn't have brought me to Gunner. #1 spot. Texas Chainsaw Massacre the remake. And I'm gonna be honest, they coming out with a new Old Man Leatherface sometime later this year. That's already over. What's the last on my list? Let me go back. Texas 3D, do your thing, cuz. With Trey Songz, my wife loved Trey Songz. But him, stop. You can't act. This is the last movie he ever was in. And I can see why. He's just a pretty boy with a nice body with tattoos.